What if I told you that the natural hazards, the hazards in general that befall the planet, like world hunger, nuclear warheads, and global warming, are mere child's play, a fraction compared to overpopulation? And if we don't do something, the world will end sooner rather than later. You see, we must recognize and understand that overpopulation is a problem and treat it as the world hazard that it is. It truly is. Most people believe that overpopulation is a relatively new subject, but in reality, this has been a battle for centuries. Here is the history of overpopulation. For centuries, experts have combated overpopulation, leading to such things as birth control. In the 1800s, humans reached the population count of 1 billion people for the very first time. And since then, humans have multiplied by over 7 times that in just 2 centuries alone. Estimates show that the Earth will pass 9 billion people in less than 30 years by 2045. The problems with that are many, starting with the environment, the first thing that fuels it. Deforestation is the destruction of plant life after a growing population continues to exceed its limits. With more industrialization from a growing population, higher carbon dioxide emission happens, and it warms the planet as a whole. Once it warms the planet as a whole, global warming takes place, also known as climate change. This is dangerous because it affects the growing planets around the Earth, and if the plants aren't allowed to grow, then in the world is has less cleaner air. Also, the lack of resources for other civilizations as a whole, not just the rich countries. You see, the preferred carrying capacity for humans on the planet is 4 billion. This was exceeded in the 1970s. Now we are at critical mass. The lack of resources has led to massive world hunger and poverty all around the world. Wow. Why is this still an issue? Why would you say that? Why have we been battling this issue for centuries and we still haven't found a way to complete it and combat it? Well, that's because it's mainly flown under the radar. Most people don't even realize overpopulation exists. And that's because many underdeveloped countries, many smaller ones, have spent decades underselling overpopulation. They have an agenda against population control, so they can maximize the profit of a growing population. They care only for the profit of now, instead of the future and the feasibility and the ability to live for futures to come. Now, it's time for our call to action. Only underdeveloped countries feel the immediate effect of overpopulation, but the bottom line is they can't do anything about it. World leaders like USA and China must be trailblazers in fighting the issue. For only well-developed countries can provide the feasible actions to enact change. All underdeveloped countries feed off of the large ones. If they take hold and trailblaze a path, the other ones will follow. The main solution is aggressive population control. Aggressive population control is the only true feasible way to fight against overpopulation. You see, minor population control, like what the USA's tactics have largely been, has proven not effective in the long run. Meanwhile, China is the only world leader with positive, lasting effects due to their issues, due to aggressive population control. Other countries now can learn from China's mistakes and improve upon their methods, so we can all improve as a whole. The destruction of Earth comes down to us. It may be inevitable if we don't choose to accept overpopulation as the titular hazard that it is. This is our last chance to save the world. Thank you.